What's popping, my lyrical heads? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you at. I hope you are Gucci. Now, enough with all that. We know why we're here. We're here for the reaction. Y'all know what time it is. And it's time to get in this Tom MacDonald and Adam Calhoun race war. This thing dropped about 2, 3, 4, something. Not too long ago. We're just going to go with that. And I'm excited to get into it. Heard some controversial things about it, which is wow, surprising. Tom and Adam talking about some controversial things. Wow. Right. But I'm excited to get into it. I know it's going to have my mind thinking. I know it's going to be controversial. I don't expect anything different. That's what makes Tom and Adam, and they make a great combination. But enough of me, more Tom and Adam. Let's get into it.
It's okay to be racist, as long as you hating on the Caucasians, teaching white kids that their shade's the same as school shooters and rapists. Maybe I'm tripping because the white children have been getting taught that they got white privilege by the white guys in the high heels who identify as the white women. I'm not proud to be white, but I'm fine with it because I'm not allowed to have pride in it because the colonizers...
Oh, golly, that's how we starting off. All right, got it. Cool, Tom, I got it. I'm there with you. He said it's okay to be racist as long as you hating on the Caucasians. And like, I don't know this myth that goes around that I've heard so many times that like black people can't be racist. And let me tell you something, black people most definitely can be racist. A lot of them are racist against other black people. To be honest with you, I've like heard it so many times and it's ridiculous to hear, but it is what it is. It happens, but I'm just going to say black people most definitely can be racist. Golly. And then he said, have you been getting taught that they got white privilege by the white guys in the high heels who identify as white women. Hoo-wee! I'm not gonna touch on it so much, but if you know, you know. Like I've when I went to college, there was so much about white privilege, which I'm gonna say it, like white privilege is most definitely a thing. You can have your own beliefs on it, but I'm saying it's a thing because I've witnessed this, I've seen it. There's multiple studies behind it, but like it does get pushed by I don't say a lot of white people, which I personally appreciate, but Tom might have a different opinion on it, which is fine, but I don't agree who identify as white women. That's a whole different subject that I'm just not going to get into nor tiptoe around. But let's get back into it.
It's okay to be racist, as long as you hating on the Caucasians, teaching white kids that their shade's the same as school shooters and rapists. Maybe I'm tripping because the white children have been getting taught that they got white privilege by the white guys in the high heels who identify as the white women. I'm not proud to be white, but I'm fine with it because I'm not allowed to have pride in it because the colonizers and the white bigots made white history my business. I ain't never gonna give a damn if you like me. I ain't gon' trip when they stereotype me. I'm a white boy and a white boy like me knows that all lives matter. Bite me. When I was younger, they taught me to never see color, to treat every man as if he was my brother. But now that we're grown up, we hate one another for all of the ways that we struggle and suffer. They coming for blood and we running for cover. The government wants us divided and dumber, addicted and drunk in the gutter, so we never wake up and never recover. Call me culture vulture cause I rap good. I don't pop Zans or smoke backwoods, but they call me a wigger and label me Hitler and hate like I'm wearing a Klan hood. It ain't left or right or black or white, it's good and evil. Elite folks hate normal people. United we stand and divided we fall. America, we gotta get real. You were segregated, that was not fair. You were enslaved, they did not care. But you were never on a plantation and my generation was not there. That's trauma in your DNA, causing what...
Alright. I knew something like this was gonna come up with pretty much what they talk about, but he pretty much said you were enslaved, that was not fair. You were segregated, that was not fair. You were enslaved, they did not care, but you were never on a plane station. My generation was not there. Like, all right, that's true. I was personally never on a plantation, but when you really think about the history of slavery and segregation, it's not that long ago. Might have not been my generation, but my grandma, you know what I'm saying? She was over there when the Jim Crow laws were a thing. In case you don't know what that is, that means like Jim Crow laws. Thinking how I'm going to explain this, like locally and state, they could legally segregate you. Long story short, and obviously by color and by race. And what is it? That started when, the 13th Amendment was signed, and then That was like 1863, 64. And then the Jim Crow laws lasted 100 years. And 100 years, so let's say 1964-ish. That's when Jim Crow laws not become a thing. When you think about it, that's really not too long ago. So my grandmama was living through that. So that's not that far. She could tell me stories about it. And my grandma mixed. So I know she got some stories. So, like, yeah, I wasn't there. I wasn't on a plantation. But my generation is not too far off. It's not like this shit happened 400 years ago and it's deep in the history books. It's not like that at all. So I'm somewhat disagree on that standpoint, Tom, to be completely honest with you. But I do agree when you said, and my generation was not there. So true. I do not blame this generation at all. I personally don't. Other people's might. Older generations might have a ill will about this generation and white folks. Like some of them probably do. My grandfather, he like a little racist. You know what I'm saying? You know, he got some issues with some white folks. I'm just gonna be completely honest with you. And it's like I personally don't blame this generation. I understand they weren't the ones that were enslaved. A lot of them are definitely understanding. They understand that it was wrong, and blacks were mistreated. Like I believe a lot of people understand that. There's a lot of good regardless of race. But that's just my opinion on it. Like y'all can think what y'all want to think. Y'all can believe that white privilege is not a thing, but I'm here to tell you it's a fucking thing.
Call me culture vulture cause I rap good. I don't pop Zans or smoke backwoods, but they call me a wigger and label me Hitler and hate like I'm wearing a Klan hood. It ain't left or right or black or white, it's good and evil. I leave folks hate normal people. United we stand and divided we fall. America, we gotta get real. You were segregated, that was not fair. You were enslaved, they did not care. But you were never on a plantation and my generation was not there. That's trauma in your DNA, causing what we see today. I pray to God you staying strong, don't wanna see no man in pain. You white folks, I'm embarrassed. Some of y'all are such Karens. That prejudice you inherited was racism from your parents. Get that poison out your veins. Whites and blacks are all the same. They want us in our graves, just let me try to explain. I swear they want us in a race war, dying every day for whose lives matter more. I won't be dying in the race war. Our government is paid for, cause our lives matter more. If you born black, you lose, might as well go get that. You gon' die before you 25, get shot over your shoes. You gon' get killed by police even when you follow the rules. If you listen to the news, you gon' believe all this is true. I ain't feel no white guilt.
We. I was gonna say this right here. That like what he's pretty much saying is like all these. If you're born black, you lose. You might well go get I think. Well, it got blanked out, but a noose. You're gonna die before you're 25. Get shot over your shoes. You're gonna get killed by the police, even when you follow the rules. If you listen to the news, you're gonna believe all this is true. Some of that is true, but you can take out if you were born black. I'm saying if you're a human being, that overall can happen. Overall, pretty much can happen, but it's different when a police kills a black person, especially unjustified. It's just it hits different. If you understand and I said this in one of my last videos, Tombstones, Prof definitely reacted to that. Definitely go check that out. But it just hits different. If you understand the history behind the police and how it pretty much got originated and what the foundation was on, even though they definitely changed their philosophy and all this other stuff, but what it was on, it just hits different when it's a black person that gets unjustifiably killed. It just hits different. You know what I'm saying? And like in a lot of cases, you're gonna die before you're 25, but like a lot of a lot of colored people, I'm just not gonna say black people, especially in the projects, who were born and raised pretty much in the ghetto and in the hood. Like, a lot of people believe this, you know what I'm saying? And even if you follow the rules, like, when the whole George Floyd thing happened back in like 2020, I believe, my daughter had asked me, she was like, why do the police hate black people? And like, my daughter at the time was like 6'7". I believe she was 7 at the time. And why she's asking me this. And I'm like, a 7-year-old shouldn't be asking me this. She should feel safe with the police, period. And then I had to give her somewhat of a history lesson and just be 100 and real with them, because I'm a big believer that you shouldn't sugarcoat things with your kids and let them see life as it is, and not trying to sugarcoat and say life is sunshine and rainbows, because they're going to grow up and get smacked in the face, and they're going to learn that life ain't sunshine and rainbows. So like, having that tough conversation with my daughter, I feel like not I feel like black people have that conversation with their children a lot more than white people. Not even just black people, just colored people in general have that conversation. And I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who's had that conversation with the kids, saying like, hey, when it's a police officer, you know what I'm saying, just listen to them. Something may go wrong, something that they might be doing wrong. And just listen to them, because I don't want something to happen to you, to my kid. And I was like, they do something wrong, we can get them on the back end. Now, the only thing that sucks is, as someone who's been through something wrong, been through a police stop and the police officer do something wrong, it's tough. You know what I'm saying? Because I definitely filed a police report on that individual. And you know what happened? You can guess it. Absolutely nothing happened to that police officer. Zero, nada, nilch. Probably just got a talking to, and that's about it. And is that fair? Absolutely not. But I'm still living. I'm still breathing. I'm still raising my kids. I get to see them grow up in front of my eyes. But I believe just going through the proper channels and let it happen. And I definitely believe in karma. So the officer got his eventually, hopefully. But that's just, I know I rambled a little bit on this one, but like, let's just be real. You know what I'm saying? Let's just keep it 100.
Because our lives matter more. If you born black, you lose. Might as well go get that. You gon' die before you 25, get shot over your shoes. You gon' get killed by police even when you follow the rules. If you listen to the news, you gon' believe all this is true. I ain't feel no white guilt. They don't ride for me when I'm killed. I guess white lies don't matter, sad, but that's the way that I feel. I feel like they feel like I don't know what they all call me. Cis white male, bigot, racist, he's a Nazi. That's not me. I'm not one of these white liberal commies who think black America needs allies in they army. Your neighborhood's all gated and claim you pro-black, but you faking. Guys are dying on the pavement. All your hashtags won't save them. That ain't gangster. People begging for their life still. I know white people who can't afford to pay their light bill, who might feel like they the ones who losing their life, when the worst thing you could be is not ashamed to be white. White privilege is a system they position for division. If you black, you go to prison. If you white, your life is different. Take some money, race, religion.
All right, you pushing a false narrative right now. That's what you're doing, Adam. Like, white privilege is a fucking thing, period. He said white privilege is a system they position for division. Like, nah. Like, I can't agree with that, Adam. I just can't agree with that. You know what I'm saying? And he said, if you're black, you go to prison. If you're white, your life is different. To a certain extent, that's somewhat true. If you sit there and you do your little bit of research, trust me, you shouldn't have to do much. That majority of race in prison is black. That's the main population. And then I believe it's white. But if you overall just say colored people in general, you know what I'm saying? We colored people take over the prison population, period. And shit don't really add up, because you think about it, in the main population in the United States is white. You know what I'm saying? So it would make more sense if more white people were in prison. And you can sit here and tell me that, oh, well, it must mean black people commit more crimes than white people, or colored people commit more crimes than white people. And if you also do your research, you'll find out that myth is false. It's been debunked. But I'm not going to sit there and get into history lessons and research and all this other stuff. It's just, it's kind of just pushing a false narrative. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you black, you go to prison. Like, some of it's true, some of it's not true. Like, every truth has some context to it, especially like, even if it's like research, every factual thing has some context to it. Period. Every, like when they say numbers don't lie, okay, the number might not lie, but there's context to it that gives the number what it is. And the opposite side of it is really not going with what the number is actually saying. Like, that's why research can be so tricky, and numbers and surveys can just be so tricky. I'm not a big fan of them because there's always context that should be involved with it. But instead, if you're white, your life is different. And like I'm saying, white privilege is the thing. That's what I believe. I believe that is fact. And you might believe something different. That's cool. To each his own. I'm not going to get on you about it. I'm saying everyone has their own beliefs and have their own belief system. But if you're white, I'm sorry, your life is different. But everyone's life is different. So you can just take, if you're white out, like what I did there, you take white out, white it out. Anyways, like, you just take that out and just put it human, your life is different. Everyone's life is different. But white privilege is a thing. So yes, your life is different. Period. That's what I believe. Like, I'm sorry, Tom and Adam, like, y'all don't know what it is to be black. And if you white watching this, you don't know what it is to be black. Do I know what it is to be white? No, not at all. I can somewhat understand what it is. You can somewhat understand what it is to be black, but you will never fully understand someone else. Like, it just doesn't happen that way. You know what I'm saying? But let's get back to it. I can ramble on this one because I'm not agreeing with everything they're saying. Some of these things, I feel like they're just pushing a false narrative.
On the pavement, all your hashtags won't save them, that ain't gangster. People begging for their life still. I know white people who can't afford to pay their light bill, who might feel like they the ones who losing their life, when the worst thing you could be is not ashamed to be white. White privilege is a system they position for division. If you black, you go to prison. If you white, your life is different. Take some money, race religion, sprinkle in some ammunition, and make everyone believe that the other team is the villain. I ain't pro-black, I ain't pro-white, I'm pro-American. Every color turns up bones one day when you bury them. Whites and blacks are all the same. They want us in our graves, just let me try to explain.
I swear they want us in a race war, dying every day for whose lives matter more. I won't be dying in the race war. Our government is paid for, 'cause our lives matter more.
They want us in a race war, dying in the streets. Should be us against them, but it's you against me. Ain't nobody gonna win, everybody gon' see that the color of your skin don't change the color that you bleed.
I swear they want us in a race war, dying every day for whose lives matter more. I won't be dying in the race war. Our government is paid for, 'cause our lives matter more.
That the Brave 2 out now. Definitely go cop that. Go ahead. I big fan of supporting independent artists, and go definitely a supporter of Time. And like I'm saying, I don't agree with everything they be talking about, but I'm a supportive of independent artists, and definitely supportive of artists using their voice to get out their opinion, their beliefs, and their creative mind. So definitely go cop that. But I love songs like this because they open up a conversation pretty much about so many different things. It's pretty much more about race and kind of what the government pushes, which somewhat I understand, right? But like I'm saying, I definitely believe in white privilege. That's most definitely a thing. But like I'm saying, I mess with this song heavy. This song's low-key deep, you know what I'm saying? When you actually listen to the lyrics and you actually just think about life and how life is right now at the second and how life has been the last like 20, 30 years, you know what I'm saying? Like, it makes a lot of sense to a certain extent. But I'm gonna leave y'all with this. I don't remember who said it, but the only race that matters is the human race. That's it. Black, white, brown, green, pink, it should not matter at all. The human race is what matters. So treat people how they want to be treated with kindness and respect. And just, go out, go today and give someone a compliment. Make someone feel good. Show your kindness. But I'm going to get up out of here. I'll check y'all next time. So, deuces.